So I'm standing on what was once University Square. This, I believe, is the first university of the city, with its faculties here and symmetrical one there. 100 years ago, most people in Kyrgyzstan couldn't read or write. In fact, most people in the whole of the ex-Soviet Union, even Russia, couldn't read or write. So one of the biggest tasks facing the new Soviet government was to try to get the population to be literate. And in the 1920s and 30s, most workers, after a day's work, had to go to evening classes. We've got some students with their textbooks in hand. So this is inside. Nice spacious hallway. This interesting building is the International University of Kyrgyzstan. So this building is from Stalin's period, so I mean a long time ago. It's pretty old, so you can see parts of it now are kind of falling apart. This is the Economics University, very similar in style to the International University. A lot of the buildings you see all throughout the ex-USSR can all look quite similar, but this one, I've never seen a building that looks anything like this. Very interesting from the outside at least. It's the Bishkek State University. We see here Lenin leading the way to a brighter future at the Polytechnic Institute. This concrete bad boy is the Music College. We've got two different buildings from the same university here, just across the road from one another. This one clearly in the post-Stalinist style. But the main one, the other side of the road, must have been built in the 1940s or 50s, post-war years. If you see on the wall there, got an inscription from Lenin in both Kyrgyz and Russian language: learn, learn and learn.